Okay, so for this age, after God, messed everybody up in the flesh, He needed to work with His prophets, with Jesus, and the saints. Now, they were all sinners except Jesus. And Jesus had to come, die for all our sins, so the saints could become sinless. The reason Jesus had to be sinless is to get the knowledge of God, the thoughts. He had to get the pure thoughts that He was created with, which was the Word. We're all created together as the Word. Everybody who spoke for God is the Word. We were created with all God's thoughts to speak for Him and to run the world. We're the light energy. Now, we don't notice the light energy in us, but that's where we come from. You don't notice who you're created with. You see? Nobody does in the flesh. We don't understand that part of us. But that's where the life comes. That's where the life force comes to operate in the physical world. So, God needed to work with these prophets, Jesus and us saints, with the truth, with the spoken word, speaking directly through us, okay, coming into our brain, and then it processes those thoughts. But it doesn't process them until we become sinless. Okay? We can't understand anything until we become sinless. And at that point, then we start getting these thoughts, and then we start understanding God. We're really understanding who we are. It's taken me over 2 years. I've been, since June 14th, 2008, that's 2 years and 4 months. I'm still learning about this. I'm still getting understanding the depth of who I am in God. I'm to the point where I can say I am God. But there's times when I say, there's a difference here, isn't there? Is there really a difference? You see? I don't know. You can't tell when you're speaking for God. We become God so we can speak for Him. There's no fine line anywhere. There's no words coming to us and then we speak them. It's nothing like that. I've heard people say, oh yeah, God speaks to me. He doesn't speak to anybody. You become, the flesh dies to the world, to the sinful world. And that's why Jesus died. So we could become sinless. Our flesh dies to the world, dies to these emotions, to these sins that kept us from the truth of who we are. So once we've died, then we're God. We're God in this flesh of ours. It's not the old Brad that used to lust after women, that used to party, that used to smoke cigarettes, that used to just do his own thing, be in business and all that kind of stuff. No, that Brad's gone. He's been gone for over 2 years now. It's just God in this flesh. That's all it is. And then I'm just moving my lips for Him and I'm thinking for Him. I mean, I am Him. Man, that's hard to understand. It's hard to explain, and it's really difficult to because I know you're not there. And Jesus had the same problem. He really had a hard time explaining who He was all these people that was around Him. They wouldn't believe Him. They would not believe Him. It's the same thing is happening to me. God is there, He's there and we're there. We are Him, He is us. You see? There is no form. There's no defined thing to say. This triune God garbage is just a lie. There's nothing to that. Because there's no line, there's nothing between the flesh is dead. My flesh is going to die probably in a year or two. I'm looking like about a year. I'll die, and then the end of the world's coming. But my flesh is going to die. I'm going to continue on. The Word, my created image in God, as God, will live forever, like you all will. Everybody's going to live forever. It's our flesh that dies in this age only, just this age. When this age is over and everything perishes and is destroyed by hot molten lava that's going to come out of it's going to actually blow through this crust. When it really gets going, it's going to explode and it's going to melt the crust. The crust is only like a thin layer, like the apple skin of an apple. That's what the crust looks like on the earth. It's just like nothing. So when it takes off, it's just going to blow this crust like nothing and melt it all. Everything will be disappeared. All the pressure out of the lava will be, I don't know how many years that'll take. It doesn't make any difference because we'll be in God. All our flesh will be behind in that fire of God, the lake of fire. Okay, all the sinful flesh will be in the lake of fire, just like it says in Revelation. That's where all the flesh is going. But our created, the book of life, it says those who are in the book of life. The book of life is God's creation. We're all in the book of life. There was no one or the other. As religion was trying to choose who's going to hell, who's going to go in the fire, who's in the book of life, every one of us is in the book of life. We're all going to paradise. There never was a hell belief. So our old flesh will remain on the earth through this hot molten lava exchange, this explosion and this recycling of the crust. So it purifies everything. It'll purify the air, the water, and everything. And then the changes. It could take thousands. It could take 1,000,000 years from the time that happens until it's ready for us to live in again. But it makes no difference to us because we can't experience time while we're living in God. So from the moment we die in this age to the time we wake up in a new body will not be experienced. It'll seem like a split second. So we're not going to lose any bit of time. None. We're going for eternity. So that little jag in time won't matter to us. Okay, so our flesh is nothing in this age. It's absolutely nothing. It was just to birth these prophets out and the saints and stuff. That's all it was. They all had to be born and all had to speak the truth and the prophecies and things like that. That all had to be done. So that's what all this age was about and nothing else. And that's why He inflicted us with these sins. And so it's no big deal. God doesn't hate anybody. Let me go to the next